review of Swans' White Light from the Mouth of Infinity. It was recorded June 6, 1991. Oh, that's when it was released, excuse me. It was recorded from September 1990 to February 1991. And it is perhaps my favorite Swans album. It begins with the sort of ecstasy wail of a baby and ends with children maybe celebrating, laughing, and then ultimately Michael Gira humming. I like the harmonies from his head that he puts into this music. It's like gothic chamber pop. Pop, you want to call it? Art rock? I hate that term. I hate the term rock altogether. Begins with a Kit Kat on the road. Somebody wasted. Better Than You, which is quite the mantra to begin this record. Summed up in spades. It was off the Failure is perceived for its mainstream crossover appeal. The Burning World failed to really make an impression. It's kind of like neo-folksy record. It had perhaps one of his most legendary songs from the Swans was Goddamn the Sun. Such a question puts you in a place of otherworldliness. But here, in the white light from the Mouth of Infinity, you have Song for the Sun, which is like a celebratory, bittersweet symphony. And at this time, Gira was influenced by soundtrack music. Soundtrack music. Like Eno Morricone. I don't want to say Philip Glass, but you can hear it in the symphonic orchestrated pieces. And I like the fact that Jarboe calls her arrangements choral. Like they're from coral, I guess, from the sea or something. It's very muddy. She has 2 songs on the album. When She Breathes and my personal favorite, Song for the Dead Time, which it is like listening to or going into some sort of gothic lair or dungeon or something, and then emerging to a lush green paradise field, Eden. I can't go any further, it's all swampy here, so I guess we'll have to set up shop here. Make sure it's not on Zoom. There we go. Running time for the album is 69 minutes, 19 seconds, 1 hour, 7 minutes, 56 seconds. These are my notes. Gira handles the production on this this record. You know, after the debacle or failure of The Burning World. And on that note, the song Failure was born, which Gear said he wrote it in a stream of consciousness very, very quickly. And that song has a bass bluesy kind of riff. And in the documentary, There Is No Body, fella, I think it might have been Clinton Steele, said that like he was urging Gira to use a twang, like a country, use the Americana approach to his songwriting, which you can hear in that track alone, basically. It's very simple, but absolutely doomed track. I recommend not listening to it if you're going through hard times, which most of us are. So Failure is definitely a key track on the album. Am I holding this phone? There's the list of musicians is endless for this one. They have Christopher Hahn playing the guitars. They have a bunch of guitars. Clinton Steele playing, Nikki Celebitis, if I'm saying that right. Let's have a look at the album here. Do something like this. It's no rehearsal, nothing. Just do it. Put it on the tree there. Han Kao playing the violin, if I just didn't say that already. You know, Anton Fear playing the drums. If I'm saying these names wrong, it's probably because I am. Of course, that beautiful cover art is made by Derek Thomas. You know, it marked a transition from previous Swan albums, because The Burning World had, you know, its painting on the cover, but this is a more surreal representation of the band, where they had minimalistic covers, very minimalistic graphic covers. Yeah. And there's a lyrical theme of a breakup that Jarboe probably they were experiencing. You hear it all in the lyrics, you know, the miracle of love. You know, we will survive. Yeah, I love this particular track here. This one here is definitely one of my picks. Love Will Save You. I was like that Leonard Cohen lyrical refrain. Take a phrase and then build lyrics out of it. The imagery in this particular song is fluid and all over, you know, lovely. There's the motifs, you know, talking about breathing, the mirror, lies. You know, beauty, sunlight, poison, shadow, these things. This is definitely my favorite record they had done. I have it on CD and cassette. Yeah, cinematic. What else do we got here? Yeah, he needed to have the lesson of failure to succeed. And this is a very cinematic, here we go, cinematic, atmospheric album. And you can see the steam or mist from the bang of the drum kit. And of course, lyrically, some of my favorite lyrics. And it is written in the book, Reality is made by you. A lot of the tracks have this sort of slow burn build up to them. They're absolutely legendary beginnings. You know, very gothic, symphonic, orchestrated. We went over that. Yeah, here's another lyric. The young man is weakness and a lover's disguise. The woman is strong in her warm bed of lies. All right, I'll put this away so I can talk more from more of a organic kind of thing. Organic place. I'll take a walk here. You know nothing. You know nothing at all. We Will Survive has that absolutely beautiful extended orchestra part that is full of ecstasy, and I guess you later see it in the latest carnation of the Swans, or the one that was just the newest one. Driving one time, listening to that song, it felt like absolutely just this being lifted from the steering wheel and the tires, this 2-ton machine being lifted while simultaneously driving on a highway. Yeah, the keyboards on Love Will Save You and Jarboe harmonizing absolutely gets me every time. Yeah. Definitely a island album pick. Recommend you listen to it. That's my review. Let's not make this too long. Yeah, my favorite of the Swans. Thank you for tuning in. It's a beautiful day out.